Hey ho Internet, and happy Thanksgiving. I've got pies in the oven. Smells good, don't it? Of course, only those lucky folks who are included in YouTube's super secret scratch and sniff technology beta can share the experience. For the rest of you, I suggest substituting your own pie, or failing that, a scented candle to get the most out of your Brickroad Thanksgiving vlog. Anyway, if I were actually going to talk about Thanksgiving, I would have planned this a little better. For example, I could have done a hilarious video where I taste tested a bottle of Jones Tofurkey flavored soda, if only I had got my order in before the big day. Or I could have wrangled together 3 minutes of entertaining footage of myself destroying my kitchen while making pumpkin puree. Don't worry, I got it all safely into a pie crust by the end, but it was touch and go for a while. And some of my fingernails are still stained orange. So I really don't have a Thanksgiving topic to talk about. Let's talk about bad movies instead. Last week on Skibby.com, I blogged about what I thought would be a great addition to any filmmaking crew, a canon watchdog. This person's job would be to make sure that movie sequels don't create plot holes or inconsistencies with previous installments. Well, another crew addition I'd like to see is the good science consultant. This person's job would be to ensure that the events we see in the film actually coincide with our current scientific understanding of the world. I think the genre that would benefit most from a good science consultant is the disaster movie, the most recent example being the end-of-the-world blockbuster 2012. See, the appeal of disaster movies is that they're not horror, and they're not science fiction. The tension comes from the fact that the things you're seeing on screen are things you could actually end up experiencing in real life. Here on planet Earth, we don't have monsters or time travelers or alien invaders. What we have are hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, meteor impacts, and outbreaks of disease. You don't need a dramatic scene establishing the earthquake or the tsunami as a villain. We already understand that they're the villains simply by virtue of living in a world where there are actually earthquakes and tsunamis. Too many disaster movies, though, rely on junk science. Natural disasters are almost universally misrepresented in these films, probably because the writers are more focused on the disaster's effect on the characters rather than the disasters themselves. Here's my feeling, though. Why can't you do that and support your plot with good science? It's not like you have to sacrifice one to have the other. 2012 is particularly bad because in some cases it actually understates the magnitude of the disaster at hand. At one point in the movie, the characters are standing on the brink of the Yellowstone supervolcano just as it explodes, and they manage to outrun the lava flow in a beat-up camper. Don't get me wrong, the special effects in this scene were spectacular. It's just that if they had had a good science consultant on hand, he could have explained the difference between a regular volcano and a supervolcano. When Yellowstone blows for real, it's going to throw something like 240 cubic miles of rock into the air. You just don't escape that in a Winnebago. They go to the other extreme as well, mentioning the reversal of Earth's magnetic field as though it were a cataclysmic event on the level of the earthquakes and tidal waves they'd already been experiencing. In reality, all the evidence suggests that geomagnetic reversal has happened thousands of times and is not really that big of a deal. It never coincides with a mass extinction or any other cataclysmic event, and there's no evidence at all to suggest it's going to happen in the next couple of years. But geomagnetic reversal was a big word, and it's kind of scary, so the 2012 guys put it in their movie. There are other reasons to not see this movie, but I think my apple crisp might be burning, so I don't really have time to go into them all right now. Avoid 2012, support good science in movies, and go ahead and eat way too much turkey today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.